we are now on gifting. So we need to choose which gift we're going to give Bigfoot first. Our options are a toaster, a tie, or a fucking gun. What do I do, narrator?
Well, don't give Bigfoot a gun. That's irresponsible. And what would he do with it? He's more likely to shoot himself than you.
Gun it is, narrator. All right, Spirit of the Woods. How's Bigfoot going to handle a gun? Bigfoot can handle this gun.
Down.
Okay, no. No flat result is +1 rejection.
Clearly, Bigfoot does not understand the gun.
How are we going to make him see eye to eye on the gun?
Well, you could do an extremely unhinged explanation of why gun good, or you could try something other than a
Let's do
gun.
that. We are fully stuck on the route of gun and until Bigfoot destroys the gun, which is possible. So yes, I'll do a full singing, all dancing explanation of the history of America and how George Washington defeated the dinosaurs with guns. Let's see if that works. Yes, 2 6s, +1 romance, and we roll an extra die on our next action. We're getting closer. Bigfoot's get on the gun train.
I feel like this is a very terrible idea.
Yeah, of course you would. You're narrator. All right, Bigfoot. Now you see what the power of gun. Do you want to hold the gun, Bigfoot? Do you want to hold the gun? Oh, I get to roll an extra die, don't I, for this?
Yes, you do.
So I'm gonna do them separately because I've got to do extra die for yes, which makes it a 6, and an extra die for and, which makes it a 6 again. So yes, yes,
Lord.
and. So romance 2, and we get an extra die next time as well. Gun is
It
working.
just keeps going. I don't like that it is.
The ridiculous power of gun. However, that is 3 rolls. We need to introduce a new obstacle.
Oh boy.
Here we go. What do we got? 3 and then 4. That is supernatural trapped demon.
Okay.
Trapped demon in the gun chamber. What are we going to do?
Well, do you have any holy water, or are you still banned from the church?
I can't take holy water. You know that. It burns. I choose to believe his little Billy is in the gun, by the way.
Stop boozers!
Ah! Little Billy. Okay, Bigfoot. Okay, baby. Just hand the gun back. Just hand the gun back, Bigfoot. I'm going to try and convince Bigfoot to hand me the gun back so I can deal with this. That's a 6. Possibly and. No, 6 flat. 6 flat this time. So that's 1 overcome on the demon. We have the gun back. We've got the little Billy, bullet Billy. So we've got it. How do we get rid of the gun? I've got it. What if I fire the gun?
And release the demon in the gun?
Yes, but at speed into the sky.
I don't think that's not... Is it responsible to shoot the sun with a demon? Probably not.
We're not about responsibility, narrator. We're about fucking Bigfoot. I'm doing it. 6!
Do it responsibly.
That is a yes, but though. Phone Gingy shot the sun, and little Billy now lives in the sun. The sun is blackened, and the world cast in permanent shadow. On the other hand, that counts as a success. We're 2 out of 3 for overcoming the trapped demon. Now we simply have to deal with the fact that it has full control of the sun.
And this is why I was like, this is not a good idea, but yeah, okay.
I have one final idea, narrator. Gramble.
Gramble isn't going to fix the sun.
Gramble, narrator. It's our last option.
Unless you can cast so much Gramble that blocks out the evil of the sun.
Gramble. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna roll Gramble. Oh no, that's a failure. It did not work. That was just a flat failure, though. Narrator, do you have any ideas?
Maybe fire the gun again? I don't know.
Fire the gun again? At the sun?
Well,
right.
maybe it'll undo what you did.
I'll try it. That is... Let me just double check. Spirit of the Woods. What's a 3? No. No and, though. So
Okay.
it's even worse. That's overwhelmed 2. We may actually lose the game. Unfortunately, there was a second demon in the chamber. Now
Where did you find this gun?
Demons under that fairground. You know, the little oracle thing in the fairground. Now there are two demons on the sun.
Did you just like potentially fire my prospective date into the sun and little Billy?
I plead the third. We're on to our last options. We've used the nuclear option, which is gramble. What are we going to do? How are we going to solve? There are two demons possibly banging on the sun right now.
How dare you do this to me? Scampering? Is scampering an option?
Scamper away from the sun. Nonsense, narrator. That won't work. Just like that time I tried to climb into the horse factory.
That was because, you know, you couldn't scamper up a very smooth metallic wall.
They'd covered it in grease. It interacted with the natural oils on my body, narrator.
Yes, turning you into a portable slip and slide. That bit was funny, I will admit.
It wasn't funny for me, narrator. I wanted the horse jerky.
I have to get my joy somewhere, and if it's watching you just slip and slide on out of the way of a horse factory, then I'll take it.
We tried firing the gun once, and that turned the sun off. Tried firing the gun again, right? That turned it off again, right? I'm gonna shoot one more time.
It's not necessarily the job.
I'm doing it, narrator. I'm doing it.
Oh my god.
That's a 6.
Did you fail? Oh my god.
2 6s, yes, and trap demon overcome. Huh. Turns out it was just a cloud in the way. All right, we're back to Bigfoot.
Bigfoot has not run away from all of the firearms nonsense.
Amazingly, yes. Yeah, gifting. We were at Rejection 1 Romance 2. We're gifting a gun to Bigfoot. We've got the gun again. We fired it 3 times.
We're doing product testing.
Yeah. You see, Bigfoot? You see how cool a gun is? Don't you also want to be armed like a true-blooded American? I can't believe it. Yes, and romance free. And our next roll, we get to roll twice. We've completed the gifting stage.
Oh my god. I can't believe.
Do you know what happens now? We've won.
Really?
We got there quick.
God.
We're
Damn.
fucking Bigfoot now. If you succeed at wooing Bigfoot, congratulations, you found him and now you get to bang him. The spirit of the woods will tell you how he responds and answer all your questions about the twists and turns your erotic encounter takes. Write a wild conclusion to your tale.
I like how this has gone straight from, you know, DialTown to sliding quite easily into purplist prose.
Slide right easily right into Bigfoot. Ow. My throat is not wet enough to do. I need to lubricate my throat so I can growl properly.
Help.
There we go. What I will do though, because we should have had more obstacles on the way because I forgot about them. I'm going to introduce one final obstacle before we get it on, because we should have had at least one more on the way.
We were too caught up in how harrowing the idea of firing little Billy into the sun and the consequences of firing little Billy into the sun. So
Bigfoot and Phone Gingy, they lock eyes. There's love. There's lust there. Bigfoot goes, ooh. And suddenly though, oh god, that's some high numbers. What happens? Terrifying dreams. Phone Gingy locks eyes. Suddenly flashback. Suddenly battery acid and cough syrup induced hallucinations strike. Bigfoot is gone, replaced with God. I'm going to do my best. My apologies to Bree. Hey guy, dude, what are you doing in my woods? Oh, I cannot do that voice. I have no idea how Bree does it. We're faced with God. Yeah, let's just put God down as an obstacle because God is now stopping us banging. Hey God, that's not cool.
I feel like this is justified.
We were just about to get lucky.
One time God intervenes and it's not on your side.
So I'm going to ask the spirit of the woods, what does God want? Is it A, an omelet?
It's an omelet.
Or is it B? Is it B?
God food?
Just to mess with us.
The answer is probably yes.
God was gonna let Phone Gingy bang Bigfoot, but then realized how hungry he was. God wants an omelet now. Okay. Well, narrator, how do you make an omelet?
God, I don't know anymore. You've been stuck in the pen so long and keeps scavenging and scrambling that any cooking knowledge I once had has left me.
Is banana an omelet?
No.
Okay.
Banana
I'm out
is
of
not
ideas.
egg.
We need eggs. Wait, I'm full of eggs.
Though you want to scramble your children?
I'm getting tired of them, to be honest.
They're not even... You haven't even laid them.
And already they are a burden.
Do you know anyone who could make an omelet? And more importantly, do you know anyone who's willing to come out to the woods and make an omelet? Or come out to the woods with an omelet?
If I knew that, I'd be a lot more powerful than I already am.
Fair point.
Okay.
Do you have anyone you can threaten into making an omelet for you?
That's a good question. Spirit of the Woods, is there anyone that we can threaten into making an omelet for us? Yes.
Oh, God.
Plain answer of yes. Spirit of the Woods brings us someone we can threaten. Who's it going to be? Who would we threaten? Who do we threaten the most?
It's either Randy or Ticket Jerry.
Ticket Jerry, yeah, we just stumbled on Ticket Jerry again in the woods.
Again.
Or it could be Shooty and Stabby.
Would you trust those two to make an omelet?
No.
I'm not sure I trust anyone in DialTown to make an omelet except Norm.
I reckon it's got to be Randy. Luckily, also in this stream, Randy. Crowd cheering. Why is Randy here? Randy was following a particularly drunk swan.
The one he may be able to overcome. After it has decided to get into a whiskey bottle or something.
You there, have we met on this route yet? And Randy will go, oh, hello, goblin.
You can't just ask people if they've met them on this route yet. That's just... No one really knows how to deal with that. I can and I will,
narrator.
Oh, maybe you should consider not. Have you thought about that? Have you had a thought in your goddamn life?
Randall, dumpster man, how do you make an omelet? I'm going to cock the gun.
Oh, God.
All right, let's see if this works. Yes, and...
Oh, God.
That's one success. We're on our way to overcoming God.
And we must threaten poor Randy to do it.
Randy was once a chef, actually, I think. No, lived in a burger in the burger hovel's bin, so has actually, through osmosis, by sleeping on a lot of receipts for omelets, has worked out how to make omelets.
I think he did work in there at one point, so maybe he knows that. But
Luckily,
that implies that Burger Hovel does omelets as well.
Problem is, though, we've still not got any eggs or cooking equipment. Where am I going to find eggs, narrator? Eggs!
Do you know any chickens? Could you make one out of swan eggs?
We're going to try and wrangle a swan. We've got Randy here, so I'm giving us 2 dice on the attempt to wrangle a swan.
Swan bait.
Randy, go get me that swan.
Do treat the man with some kindness. He is bullied by swans every single day.
No. Ha! 2 successes.
Good God.
Randy successfully, for the first time in his entire life, wrangles a swan and manages to get it to squeeze out an egg. Randy is seriously injured in the attempt.
I am oddly proud of this man.
Now we merely have to cook this egg into an omelet, but we have no food we have no fire, and we have no food equipment. What are we gonna do? How are we gonna do it?
Break into the funfair, and does the funfair have any kitchen equipment?
But we're in the woods.
We're not far away.
Camera pans, and it's literally like next door. Oh yeah. Okay, let's try scampering in, getting some cooking equipment and making an omelet. Yes, but boy. It is a success, but something's going to go wrong. However, we have overcome God by producing an omelet. Unfortunately, the horsey go round explodes, showering Ticket Jerry and his Alsatians with the skin disease in shards of sharp metal.
Oh no.
Poor Ticket Jerry. God gets his omelet and vanishes, leaving one horny Bigfoot, one injured Randall, and one irate swan.
A combination of beings.
Now it is time to bang Bigfoot. What we first need to do is ask the Spirit of the Woods how each person reacts to this.
Including the swan.
Including the swan. We're going to start with Randall. Spirit of the Woods, is Randall positive or negative about this? Middling. And I can only strike as a hubba, although that's more of an Oliver thing. Yeah, where's Oliver in all this? This is really...
Stuck in the cinema.
He'd have loved this. He would have loved this. Randy...
Also would have been on Pornhub in the week.
Oh, yeah. Randy has seen weirder and offers some unusual comments on technique. Next, the swan.
What opinions needed?
The swan is loving it, but...
Oh, God!
The swan is mesmerized by the beast with 2 backs and a tail and an awful lot of hair, as a sort of snake bird is charmed to sleep. But while sleeping, the swan dream bites Randy, who is now even more disastrously injured.
This is a man who cannot catch a single break.
All right, and lastly, how does Bigfoot react to this? Positive, but
Good. Aw, heck.
Bigfoot appreciates everything that Phone Gingy has gone through to woo him. He, however, has not had any in a long time and doesn't really remember how any of this sex thing works.
Oh my god.
Also, we are talking a prodigious amount of smegma here. Bigfoot isn't aware that you should probably wash there. He's not had sex education. Luckily, Phone Gingy considers this a mid-coitus snack. Hated saying that.
Narrator for the entirety of this whole thing has just driven off into the sunset.
Their coitus is as short as it is painful. Mainly because of Phone Gingy's acid-like saliva.
Oh god.
Which is canonical. I remember that one.
Yes, it is.
Afterwards, they bask in the glow of a new day. Technically a new day after all those shenanigans with the gun. But one final thing. One more obstacle to their permanent happiness. What's getting in the way? Just as they're trying to snuggle in a damp, dare I say, greasy puddle, a band of intoxicated party kids break through the tree line and start trying to take photos. That's not on. You don't take photos of Bigfoot.
Nor would I advise taking photos of Phone Gingy. That's probably cursed.
And that is our story.
Good God.
Our Phone Gingy, discarded sandwich that fell between the slats and an old fence and got stuck there 3 weeks ago, and nary a dog nor opportunistic owl can reach, whose favorite food is horse jerky, brought into the woods, minectar, a banana and gramble, a toaster, a tie, and a fucking gun. Good at sniffering and scamping, bad at planning and social skills. Entered the woods. It was empty, full of wood, trees, grim, silent, mocking. Greasy meat cylinder smell and poppet corn. Randy. Phone Gingy fashioned a snare using an old bike tire and several feet of rope that were just there and filled the trap with cheese and awaited Bigfoot. Unfortunately, they got hungry within 15 milliseconds. Phone Gingy is now upside down, hanging from a tree. Phone Gingy used acid spit, it's super effective, and dropped down out of the trap. Wandered around for a little bit and found a footprint. It was Bigfoot's, probably. Tried gramble, that worked, we won't elaborate. Then tried sniffing. Despite being good at sniffing, it not only failed, but they stuck their nose in an old mouse trap and sprung it. That probably lost the track a little bit. Advanced mathematics didn't work, but walking straight ahead, that was the business. So Phone Gingy drank some cough syrup until everything went blurry and caressed an alluring rock thinking it was Bigfoot. Alas, Ticket Jerry. Phone Gingy demanded that Ticket Jerry return Bigfoot. But as it happens, Bigfoot, seeing all this, had been watching from a bush in Ticket Jerry's direct line of sight. The noise caused Bigfoot to scarper behind a bush, though, but we were on the case. Phone Gingy ran off in pursuit, leaving Ticket Jerry alone in the woods to be devoured by wolves. The scamp scampered and scamped up to Bigfoot, and Phone Gingy ate a banana noisily. The extra potassium was just what they needed to catch Bigfoot. Phone Gingy attempted to talk Bigfoot down from being all scary and but Bigfoot went, ooh, and was scared. Phone Gingy took all their clothes off and ate a bit of dirt. Bigfoot appreciated that. Phone Gingy then curled up into a ball, ass out, and it worked. Bigfoot was kinda into it, but it was a harrowing sight. Phone Gingy waved the banan skin. Bigfoot appreciated the banan musk. Unfortunately, gas. Phone Gingy lets out a little fart to relieve the pressure, and it worked! Luckily, there were gastric pills in the woods, but they were extremely expired. Phone Gingy took every single gastric pill, and it worked! The gastric distress was defeated, but their skin changed hue to purple. Phone Gingy then got back to the task at hand and gifted a gun to Bigfoot. Bigfoot was initially reticent about the whole gun idea, but soon came around after they were treated to the history of the gun and the United States of America. Phone Gingy let Bigfoot hold the gun, but that is when we discovered a trapped demon in the chamber. Phone Unhingy convinced Bigfoot to give the demon fucking gun back and shot the sun. Little Bullet Billy flew out of the gun, hit the sun, and now lives there. The sun is blackened and the world cast in permanent shadow. In an attempt to fix this, Phone Gingy tried firing the gun again. Didn't work. Also Gramble, but we won't mention that. But now there are 2 demons in the sun, so a third time's a charm, and it was. Turns out it was just clouds. Clouds happen. Phone Gingy used the demonstration of the gun's power to woo Bigfoot further, and this did entice Bigfoot. Suddenly, though, battery acid and cough syrup induced hallucinations. God is there. God wants an omelet because he's hungry. Luckily, also in this dream, Randy was following a particularly drunk swan into the woods, hoping to wrangle it, as is his job. Phone Gingy pulled a gun on Randy and demanded that Randy explain omelets. Luckily, though not for Randy knows how to make an omelet. Successfully, for the first time in his life, wrangles a swan, manages to get it to squeeze out an egg, although is seriously and disastrously injured in the attempt. Phone Gingy breaks into the fairground, cooks up an omelette using the overheating controls on the horsey-go-round. The horsey-go-round explodes, showering the returning ticket Jerry and his Alsatians with the skin disease in shards of sharp metal. God gets his omelette and vanishes, leaving a horny Bigfoot, an injured Randall, and one irate swan. Randy's seen weirder, offers some unusual comments on technique, mostly involving nipples. The swan is mesmerized by the beast with 2 backs and a tail and an awful lot of hair, and as a sort of snake bird is charmed to sleep. But while sleeping, the swan dream bites Randy, who is now even more disastrously injured. Bigfoot appreciates everything that Phone Gingy's gone through to woo him. He, however, has not had any in a long time and doesn't really remember how any of this sex thing works. Also, we're talking a prodigious amount of smegma here. Bigfoot isn't aware that you should probably wash under there. He's not had sex education. Luckily, Phone Gingy considers this a mid-coitus snack. Though short and painful as it is because of Phone Gingy's acid-like saliva. Afterwards, they bask in the glow of a new day. However, just as they're trying to snuggle in a damp and greasy pit, a band of intoxicated party kids break through the tree line and start trying to take photos, ruining the whole thing.
Good.
And that's the story of how we had sex with Bigfoot.
And I was involved.
If you want to bang Bigfoot, give this a go. You know, it's right there. You don't have to do it in DialTown style. That's something we've added on.
Yeah, that's something we chose because I made a throwaway suggestion of do this as Phone Gingy, it'll be fucking hilarious, and Nick went with it.
And what a wonderful time. What a wonderful time. That's going to be all from us. Say goodnight, Goggles.
Good night.